I love betting on college football. I love it, but the thing I specifically like betting on is something called win totals. Win totals is Las Vegas will say, for instance, Oklahoma State 7.5. So you have the opportunity to bet over that or under that. You're going to say, I think they'll win 8 games, or I think they'll win less than 7 games. I'm not really good at like betting on games just game by game, but I'm really good at this over and under thing, and I always have had the ability to do that. So I bet on Oklahoma State that year, and I don't typically bet this much money, but I just had such a strong feeling. I bet $250 they're going to go over. And I felt so good. And that season, they were rolling. I mean, they were well on their way. And then I have a lot of Oklahoma State fans. I'm an OU fan. Mm-hmm. So in doing my show, I was openly rooting for Oklahoma State, which was making people mad. They were like, you're not supposed to like them.
Yeah.
And after they would lose, I would come on the radio and go, oh, my God, this is what it's like. I mean, because they would always say it's very hard being an Oklahoma State fan because they will just kill you. They'll just rip your heart out. They lost in every inconceivable way you can possibly think of that season, and I was going crazy. I was just like, oh, my God, just I need you to get here. Yeah. And so it gets to the end of the season. They don't get there, and I swore, a vengeance against Oklahoma State and just having fun with it. I'd lost my money, and it was over with. Well, that Friday morning, our boss walked into the studio. There's a guy on one piece of glass, and we're on the other, and our boss could walk in. And I saw them talking. It's like toward the end of the show, maybe 20 minutes ago. I saw him hand my partner Phil something, and Phil could talk to me on the talkback through studio. And he goes, oh, my gosh, you need to see this. You need to read this. I was like, well, whatever it is, you read it on the air. And we go on the air, and he says, it's from the desk of Mike Gundy and his stationery, and it said, hey, listen, I have some crazy friends who listen to your show, and they said that you believed in us, and we let you down this year, and I feel it's our responsibility to pay you back. And it was a check for $250 from Mike Gundy, from his checking account, from his checks.
Wow, that's cool.
And to pay me back. And we all laughed about it, and the guys were like, oh, my God, what are you going to do, frame it? And I was like, no, it's not mine. I'm going to give it away. I said, I lost my money in Las Vegas. Well, I happened to be going to an event the next day. I have a friend who does wonderful work with an AIDS crisis group, and they're having a walking pub crawl.
Okay.
So I said, I'm just going to sign this check over to this group. And they're like, oh, no, you're not. You're going to. I was like, no, I'm really going to do this. And I even had someone photograph me doing it, giving it to them, and I gave it away, and I thought, that's over with.
Yeah.
Then on Monday, I came in, and we're talking about this, and they still didn't believe it. And I was like, no, I gave it away. I said, it's not my money. Someone listening was so moved that she dropped off a card that day. Her name's Kathy Steve.
Yes,
I just never forget Kathy Steve.
Great.
And she, by the way, Mike Gundy got us started, but Kathy Steve really made it happen because she gave me that check for $250 with a card that said, I love that you just gave that money away. I want now give away my money. Well, I had met these guys in the meantime, and I just thought I just met these amazing. I had already promised that money, to go on Saturday, but I said I have more money. I met these people who do amazing things through my friend Hillary. I'd met you guys. I said, oh, I know who I want to give it to. So I brought it over to you guys that day, thinking it's over. That's it. It's over. It's all over. So I go in the next day on the air. And they're like, so did you give the money away? And I said, oh, yeah, I met these people, blah, 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 blah. And I said, as a matter of fact, and this was being completely just being a wiseacre. I just threw it out there and I said, matter of fact, anybody who give me $250, I'll come pick it up. My Facebook and Twitter went bananas.
Yeah.
They were just, I couldn't keep up with it in real time. And I was like, I really have to do this.
Yeah.
I really have to drive around. I didn't have a plan.
You're driving a little Nissan Juke.
I had a little Nissan Juke, and I was getting them in real time, and people were just texting me, and I was like, and I drove, the next day after I drove around, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe people are doing this. I couldn't keep up with Facebook and Twitter, so the next day I went on the air and I gave away my phone number, because I said I can keep up with texts a lot faster.
Awesome.
And the guys I work with were like, I can't believe you're giving out your phone number. And I said, I have to. But I said, everybody who texts me, and I lowered it from $250 to $100 too. I said, $100 is just fine. I'll come see you for $100. I couldn't believe what happened. I mean, I could not believe that so many people wanted me to come see them. And by the time we were done, we had collected so money, and I'd driven so many days, I figured out it's like the 12 days.
Yeah.
So we had a name for it. The first year, we just called it Miracle on 41st Street. We just called it that. It was a great name for it. But because of that, and there was also an energy company that had promised to match or to make a donation based on how many people went to your website, And then on the air, we told everybody, you have to give us $1. You have to give us $1. You have to go to the website. So this energy company will give them that money.
Yep.
It turned into a big pile of money, which is like, at the end of it, being that I was just, it was like a joke, like going, hey, give me $250, I'll come see you. We couldn't believe it. And then it had also given me time to every day after I get the money, I talk about the people I go see the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, my hands are doing this. It's like your engineers have to be like crazy. I get to talk about all these nice people I met. So the stories I got to tell every day inspired more people to say, oh, I want him to come. I want you to meet my people. And then I got to be part of Wrapping Day.
Yeah.
And then I got to be part of Delivery Day. And all of these things, I got to share these experiences on the air that by the time next year rolled around, we just put a promo on the air around Thanksgiving with my phone number. Probably half of I only have so many places I can go per day. I only have so much time. Like half my trip was filled up before I even started.
Wow.
And every year it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I walk out of places, it's like I tell the doctor, I never look at what they give me. I put it right in my pocket. I don't care what unless they spread it out in front of me. I put it right in my pocket. I don't know if it's $100. I don't know if it's $5,000. And the drivers are so excited. We wait till we get in the car. I won't even touch it. We open it up. We're like, oh, wow. It's just fill in the blank. And it's turned into, I have a friend in Shawnee who throws this big, we call it the Shawnee Shakedown. I go out and I meet him and his friends at a place in Shawnee, and he takes me from place to place to place and tells everybody, give him $100. Basically shakes down the entire city of Shawnee. It's my buddy Teddy. And so by the end of that, we have another pile of money. And it's just turned into one thing after another after another. And the thing that I tried to explain to people is you can't even understand how lucky it is for me that I get to do this. People are like, don't you get tired? And I'm like, no, the longer it goes, the more energy I have.
I love that.
Now, by the time it's over with, I'm like, okay, it's good, but every day I just get more excited because I have days where I do nothing but go to Tulsa. I have days where I do nothing but go to Stillwater and Enid. I have days that I'm, it's like people contact me well enough. I can use my time to good advantage now because at first I was seriously going from El Reno to Yukon, from Yukon to Norman, from Norman to Shawnee. Yeah. I was just, I was driving all the time, and it's just become more fun to the point where there are so many people who once they come to Wrapping Day, they want to come to Delivery Day, or vice versa. Or I was telling Jed before we started the podcast that I have a handful of people who have already contacted me. It's not even October yet.
I know.
And they're saying, hey, can you put me in for this day? Because I want to do it next year when we have my office Christmas party, or I'm going to have some friends over. I have groups I visit in the evening because they have this group of ladies that gets together.
Oh, the Thunder ladies.
The Thunder Babes, the fabulous Thunder Babes. I went to they have a ladies' evening, a cocktail hour, and I went to meet them. Yeah. And then they took me to their whole Sunday school class the next year.
That's awesome.
And all of these people who I've become friends with and associates with through this now want to share me with their other friends. And it's unbelievable. It's like I am the luckiest guy in the world that I get to do this and working with you guys. The best thing that happens every day on top of meeting everybody is I come in here at the end of the day, and there's usually kids here and a lot of volunteers and stuff, and I get to sit down at that table, and I know how much money's in that envelope. I know. I already counted it because I can't wait till I get here. And I put it in front of them, and I get to watch the people at City Center count it because you guys get so excited because of you know what you have to pay for, and you have people out shopping. And then I get to meet volunteers who are coming in from other cities and states who are helping you guys.
That's right, yeah.
And then I get to come upstairs and see the toy room. Yeah. The toy room is nothing less than, if you're in this building from December 1st through Christmas, you understand what it would be like to be at the North Pole in Santa's workshop because it's moving just that quickly. And there's just that much going on. It requires so many people to do this. I get to do the easiest part. I seriously have the easiest part. I get into a vehicle, and OG&E sends a guy to my house. Yeah. And here's a great story about OG&E is when they sent me a driver for the first time. The first year, they gave me a vehicle.
An electric one, too,
and we didn't know I wasn't insured, and I didn't know that they hadn't insured me. Nobody knew till the end. And the second year, they were like, well, we got to make this work. I was like, well, just give me a driver. And they were like, hey. So a lot of the guys you see up on your lines keeping your power on, they get to volunteer. They get time every year paid for by OG&E to do volunteer work, which then they donate to go with me.
And those guys are always so awesome.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're so awesome.
And but the first year, I told him we were done. I go, hey, do you know who's going to be with me tomorrow? He goes, oh, yeah, his buddy of mine. I said, I want you to call him tonight and tell him he's a jerk. You have to open his door. You have to say, yes, sir. You can't make eye contact with him.
I love that.
And so the guy was seriously standing out next to the vehicle with the door open the next day. And he was like, good morning, sir. And I just stared at him. And I handed him a piece of paper with an address on it and I said, take me there. I didn't even get down to the end of the block before I was laughing.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
he said, man, I didn't even sleep last night. I was so excited. I listened to the show and I found out you were a jerk. So
That's
I make
funny.
every guy do it. And now they all know. It's the cat's out of the bag.
That's hilarious.
But all of these guys and the men and women who help out, and now OG&E, for wrapping day, they have people who want to come here. They have delivery day, they have people who want to come here. It's the people who have put together their own groups themselves of people who want to help out. They're like, no, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's crazy. So it's like I told Jed. Before I came here, I got off the air. I knew I was coming here, and I was like, I have to order Santa hats because everywhere I go and I pick up money, I walk in with a bag full of Santa hats, and I make everybody who's at that business because if they say they won't put the hat on, I just turn around and walk out of the building and say, I don't want your money.
I love it.
So even CEOs of companies and doctors who have practices will put one of those hats on just long enough, and the OG&E guy instantly, he's staff photographer for the day.
Yeah.
And I get to post every one of those photos on all of our Sports Animal social media and my social media. Yeah. And my mom is in Baltimore. I know she's sitting and waiting for 12 days while I drive around so she can be the first person to comment.
She's on every one.
She's on it every time. She's so excited watching me go through this. And I call her all the time. And so it's just one of the coolest things of all time. And it's just $100. I mean, it's like I always say, you and 10 friends, $10 each. Yeah. And it's like mostly Oklahoma City metropolitan area. I mean, if you're in Dallas, I will come, but it's going to cost you.
I love
it. I don't care. I'll get on an airplane to come to you if you have enough money.
I love it.
It's one of those kinds of things. But we try to make the best of our time, and also the cool thing is because of the day we live in technologically, we have people who listen to the show all over the world. Yep. We have people who listen to our podcasts all over the world. And the fact that you can just go to your website, and I'm like, hey, just go to the website, make a donation. Last year, whenever we talk about the website, Jed would tell me, oh, my God, we just got really, really banged on the website today. Plus, the Oklahoma City Thunder are incredibly generous. They get guys to autograph jerseys for it. They gave us a suite last year.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Because of the scheduling conflict, they wound up with an extra home date, and somebody with the Thunder organization got in touch with me and said, you guys want the suite? And instead of auctioning it off, I came up with this thing called $5 Friday. I wanted everybody to have a chance instead of just people who had, a spare $3,500. And all of these $5 that day was, what was it, like
$12,000?
It was like $12,000. People threw $5. So after that,
over 3 hours,
everything that we do now is $5 Friday. It's like we don't ever auction things off in a traditional manner anymore. Everything's $5, so everybody can enter as many times as they want. But they would say, if I give you 25, do I get more chances? So I was like, no, you got to do it 5 times. Yeah, you got to now do it once for your kids, once for your mom, once for your But you can actually hear how much more excited I get talking about.
Sure,
this,
I can see it. Yeah,
and I have 5 more ideas this year I haven't even told you about. So
okay. I'm ready.
It just gets bigger and better every year. And the thing is, the stack of wish lists just gets bigger every year. It's just bigger and bigger, and that number of people who need help, it grows every year. And so, I know you guys, you do what you can, but you do more every year somehow. Yeah. And the generosity of the people who ask me to come over is just more every year. So I can't wait, man. I'm ready.